all. In today's session we are going to talk about the radiating element, that is nothing but the dipoles. As the dipoles are nothing but the types of the linear wire antennas, we can understand what is the linear wire antenna first. So antennas which are in the form of straight wire are called as the linear wire antennas. So here, based on the length of that particular wire antenna, we have categorized the linear wire antennas as an infinitesimal dipole, whereas we can see L is you can say the L is less than or equal to lambda by 50. The second type of the antenna is nothing but the small dipole antenna, whereas your length varies from lambda by 50 to lambda by 10. The third type of the antenna is nothing but the lambda by 2 dipole, which is also called as the half wave dipole antenna, whereas length is exactly equal to the lambda by 2. And the last type of this particular antenna is nothing but the finite length antenna, whereas we can see here the length varies from lambda by 2. The length is greater than lambda by 2, but it is less than the lambda. So such antennas will be there in the dipole form. So you can say that the radiation pattern, if I talk about the radiation pattern of these antennas, so radiation pattern of these dipoles or these antennas decided by the nature of current waveform. So this will be decided by the nature of current waveform present on the wire antenna. So the current distribution along the length of the antenna depends upon the length of the wire. So in order to understand nature of the current waveform, we must understand what is dipole first, and then we'll discuss other things. Now let us talk about the dipole, and let us try to understand what do you mean by the dipole. Basically, a dipole is defined as a system of equal and opposite charges separated by a very small distance as compared to the distance of observation point from the dipole, that is r. So here we are saying that r is very greater than L, whereas r is nothing but our observation type and L is nothing but the length of the dipole. A short dipole, now here I am assuming that my dipole is a very short, which is having a very short length. A short dipole is initially a neutral condition, and the moment current starts, whenever you are giving some input, the current flows in one direction, one half of the dipole acquires an excess of charge and the other deficits. So here we can see this is a very short dipole and its equivalent circuit. So remember that the direction of the current flow, here our direction of the current flow is here, that is in the upward direction. So here we do understand that the direction of the current flow and the direction of the electrons are opposite. So when current flows in the upper half in the upward direction, the electron flows in the downward direction. So if the current flow is in upward direction, your electrons will flow in the downward direction, which causes the shortage of electrons at upper end, making it behaves like a positive charge. So opposite is true for the lower end, which behaves like a negative charge. So this is the dipole. Now let us talk about the oscillating electric dipole. So this is the dipole. When I talk about the oscillating electric dipole, when the current changes its direction, so here whenever the current, now if I am giving some input over here, otherwise I can say if I have a dipole like this and I have given some input here, when the current changes its direction, initially it will be positive, it will be negative. Whenever it will change the direction from negative to positive, so this charge unbalance will first neutralize and then it will be changed. So the upper end now initially it was plus minus, now next cycle it will become negative and this will become positive. So the upper end now behaves negatively charged while the lower end is a positively charged. So this oscillating nature of current thus results in oscillating charge. So therefore the system is also called as the oscillating electric dipole. Now let us talk about the field surrounding the dipole. Now here, due to the charges, there will be the voltage between the two halves of the dipole. The oscillating nature, as we know, this will be the plus minus, again this will become minus plus. The oscillating nature of current will thus result in the oscillating voltage. So if the current oscillation is sinusoidal, the voltage oscillations will also be sinusoidal and approximately 90° lagging the current in phase angle. That is, a short dipole is capacitive in nature for current voltage relation point of view. The charges on the two halves of the dipole generates the electric field. So this is nothing but the nature of the electric field, as you can see, while the current in the wire responsible for the magnetic field. So you can see here your electric dipole or your dipole antenna will be surrounded by an electric field and the magnetic field. And if we'll see the nature of this electric and magnetic field, this E and H, this both fields are perpendicular to each other. So this is nothing but the nature of, we can say, the dipole antenna, magnetic as well as electric field. Now let us talk about the current distribution on the dipole. Now here we are having, this is nothing but the wave or the input, current input which you have given to your antenna. So we can say this one wavelength will be called as a lambda. So this is the current waveform, and here we are assuming that different lengths for the wire antenna. The first length which we are assuming here is nothing but the length is very less than lambda, that is this wavelength will be lambda, and your current or your length of this particular antenna will be very smaller than that particular lambda. So the current distribution will be triangular in nature, as we know that very less than means this kind of very small current will be given there. Okay. The second condition which we are assuming here is nothing but the our length is exactly equal to the lambda by 2. So we can understand if this length is the lambda by 2, here it will be the lambda by 4 and down it will be the lambda by 4. So I will have a current distribution lambda by 4 in upper part and I'll have it lambda by 4 in the lower part. So I can say my current will be the maximum over here. So I0 is equal to I in the half wave dipole antenna. Now the third length which we are assuming is nothing but the R length is greater than lambda by 2. So C condition is nothing but the length is greater than lambda by 2 but it is less than lambda. So here if we are assuming this length, here we can understand this will be having a lambda by 2 greater than lambda by 2 and the less than lambda. So the current distribution is more than lambda by 4 in upper part. So I can understand my current distribution will take the nature of this kind. So here the current distribution will be like this. So this will be the I. So and this current distribution is called as the I0. Now next one is nothing but the our third or last, that is our antenna is having the length which is greater than lambda but less than 3 lambda by 2. So you can understand if it is greater than lambda but less than 3 lambda by 2, you will have a complete lambda by 2 kind of the nature over here. Okay. So ये distribution will have this kind of the nature, and again I can say this kind of the nature, and again this kind of the nature. So this is nothing but the distribution of the current when you are assuming that your length is greater than lambda but it is less than 3 lambda by 2. So this is how we are going to get the current distributions. Now here current in the upper, if I am assuming that my antenna is nothing but the infinitesimal antenna, because the first antenna which we are going to discuss is nothing but the infinitesimal antenna, where we are assuming our length is smaller than lambda by 50. So you can understand lambda by 4, lambda by 15 is a very small length. So here if I am assuming such kind of the antenna, my length is very smaller, which is nothing but the less than lambda by 2. So here I can understand if this is the dipole and this is the, I can say, the current distribution kind of things. So here the current in the upper and lower half are in phase, so it radiates more. So when the length of the antenna is very small, the current along the wire almost remain constant. So if I see this kind of the nature will be there. So here in this infinitesimal antenna I will have the current distribution almost constant. So I can say this I0 is nothing but the I in, whereas I am assuming the condition whereas my length is very smaller than the lambda and it is less than lambda by 50. So I can say that my current distribution or the current waveform will be almost constant. So this is all about the infinitesimal antenna current distribution, and in the next session we will talk about the infinitesimal dipole. Now let us talk about, before talking about the infinitesimal dipole, let us see the steps for the analysis of the dipole. So how we are going to analyze the antenna if I am interested in the analyzing the dipole. So steps for analysis of or dipole. So if I am interested in analyzing the dipole, when I talk about the analysis of the dipole, it means that I am interested in the various parameters of that antenna. So the first step is nothing but the select an appropriate coordinate system. Select appropriate coordinate system and determine A bar, which is nothing but the magnetic vector potential. So first you need to find out the coordinate system or the appropriate coordinate system to find out the magnetic vector potential. Now as I have understood what is the magnetic vector potential, find H bar from B bar, which is nothing but the mu H bar. Now this B bar is equal to mu H bar, which is nothing but the del into A bar. As we have already find out the magnetic vector potential, it will be easy to understand how we can find out the H bar. So here if you are finding out the H bar, now let us move towards the third step. I have got A, I have got B. Now determine E bar. So here fourth step says that determine E bar. Now how you are going to determine E bar? Del cross H bar, ठीक है, which is nothing but the J omega epsilon E bar, ठीक है. So how we are going to find out this particular E bar? Because you have find out A, you have find out H, AH you are having. So how you are going to find out E bar? So you can find out E bar by using E by H is equal to intrinsic impedance, ठीक है. So here you are assuming that your medium is lossless. So here our assumption is that medium is lossless, means rho is equal to 0. So this is the third step. Now the last step is nothing but the find out the radiation resistance. Now how you are going to find out the radiation resistance? So here let us discuss how we can find out the radiation resistance using other parameters. So to find radiation resistance, now initially we obtain the power radiated by using a complex Poynting vector, that is P radiated is equal to integration of density over the surface area. Now this is as the radiate power, this will be denoted by watts. So once you understand that this power radiated is nothing but the power density integration, where now here you can say W bar, that is power density is 1/2 E into H complex. Now this is the density, that's why unit will be watts per meter square. Now you can calculate the radiated power using this density. Now using P radiated, the radiation resistance of antenna will be determined. So using radiated power, I can calculate P radiated is equal to I square RR. So if I understand what is RR, whereas RR is nothing but the radiation resistance of an antenna. Now you know that this I is nothing but the RMS value of the current through antenna. So we'll write I is nothing but the RMS value of the current through antenna. So this is how we are going to analyze any antenna. So let us start with the infinitesimal antenna. Right now we'll stop here and we'll discuss about infinitesimal antenna in the next session.